Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. At this point in the transfer window, we already know some of the big deals and where they are going to be, or at least where they're not going to be playing football next season. Robert Lewandowski in Germany at Bayern. No, it's not going to happen. And, of course, where is he going to go? We do not know. But, of course, we know that also Sadio Mane in the Premier League at Liverpool. No, it's not going to happen. Where will he go? We don't know. But at Arsenal, in this video, we are going to try to project and also look at the done deals and some of the confirmed transfers that will be happening at Arsenal this summer. So, we do this almost every June. We try to predict what is going to happen in the market, basing on all the done deals and the confirmed rumors around the club. Arsenal will be bringing in at least 2 forwards, a midfielder and a defender, according to The Athletic. And Fabrizio Romano has already confirmed that Gabriel is Arsenal's main target in terms of a striker, and also Yuri Tielemans is our main target in terms of bringing in a midfielder. So with all those confirmed, what are our already done deals and what are our confirmed transfers that we will see happening and probably change the trajectory of the club from downward to upward? Let's get our party started. I'll start off with the outgoings. I really think Arsenal have a great job to do. Mikel Arteta and Edu have done a very good job in terms of clearing out the deadwood and also making sure that the wage budget is a little bit better and could we call it fancy, but there is a lot of work to do. More players still have to leave in terms of deadwood, and players that you think are really adding a lot of weight to the wage budget, yes, yet they are not actually offering a lot. So number one is Alexandre Lacazette. Lacazette is confirmed today. He has left Arsenal Football Club and joined Football Club Lyon on a free. Of course, this one was coming. We talked about Alexandre Lacazette as one of those players that had really not lived up to the expectations at Arsenal. Yes, he did come in, and by the time he came in, Arsenal also signed in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, so he lived much of his life as a backup to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But you've got to believe and you've got to understand that as a top-level striker, 50 million euros that Arsenal paid for him from Lyon, many years ago, I think he's really not lived up to the expectations. He's gonna leave the club on a free, or he has left the club on a free. And what Arsenal get in that is you have 180k pounds per week that you are saving. Yes, that money can be given to a Yuri Tielemans. You can give that money to Gabriel. You can give that money to any other player who you think is actually going to be adding value to it. He's been part of the highest earners at the club, and I don't think he's been performing as a high earner at Arsenal. This season, 4 goals and 2 non-penalty goals only. It is absolutely atrocious. It's absolutely obscene. So for me, Arsenal letting him go, although it has been quite a struggle, that was the right decision. Arsenal decided against renewing his contract, and he has left the club on a free to join Lyon, where he actually came from. Number 2, Leno. Leno will also be leaving the club this summer. He has already spoken with Arsenal, and they gave him the permission to talk to other clubs and also leave. A couple of clubs in Germany are interested in the player. Of course, Leno is a world-class goalkeeper for me. Probably the word world-class is losing meaning these days when I call him a world-class goalkeeper, but he's a top talent and top goalkeeper. If he decides to leave Arsenal because he's not getting game time regularly on a daily basis, I understand that, and everybody should understand that with Leno, you have to let him go. He's a goalkeeper that Bayern can have. He's a goalkeeper that AC Milan, Juventus, Dortmund, Madrid, any big club for me can have him. I think the problem that he has with Mikel Arteta is his failure to use his feet very well. He's been replaced by Aaron Ramsdale, who's really done very well ever since signing in from Sheffield United. I don't see how Leno comes back into the number 1 spot at Arsenal. He wants to be a regular, for at least any club, so that he can actually compete with Manuel Neuer for the German spot. So Leno will be leaving this summer. That is confirmed as well. We do not know where he's gonna be going, but Newcastle and Borussia Dortmund are the 2 clubs to keep your eyes on when it comes to Bernard Leno. Number 3 is Nicolas Pepe. Again, another player that I think has not really lived to the expectations. 1 of the fans, and also 2 of the price tag that actually brought him at the Emirates Stadium. At the moment, if you want to know, Nicolas Pepe is Arsenal's record signing. 72 million pounds. What were Arsenal thinking? Of course, he did come in from Lille, and the relationship we have with Lille Metropole at times could be very, very puzzling, but he's not really done very well this season. Under Mikel Arteta, he's hardly, gotten any chances. Many people feel he's been a little bit hard done by because Mikel has not given him the chances. But for me, Nicolas Pepe has not actually done himself service. If you cannot compete with Bukayo Saka, a 20-year-old who has only managed 15 goal involvements this season, if you cannot at least get half of that, then you don't deserve to be playing for a club like Arsenal, especially when you want to be back at the top level. So Pepe will be leaving this summer. AC Milan are interested, Newcastle are interested, and also a couple of other clubs in the French Ligue 1. I really think he should be going to Inter Milan, but I don't have the power, and I'm not in any position to make suggestions for a player leaving the club. Number 4 is Pablo Murray. Pablo Murray is on loan right now at Udinese. Arsenal have been thinking of structuring a deal which would take Pablo Murray on a permanent to Udinese and bring Noel Molina right back at Arsenal. However, Udinese have declined. They think Noel Molina should be sold to a club like Juventus. They want to sell to a club in Italy. They don't want to sell to a club abroad. So Pablo Murray, he signed in for Arsenal right at the start of Mikel Arteta's career, as club manager, and I think he's not really done it. Yes, he didn't cost Arsenal a hell lot of money. That is the good thing. And he's not really earning big wages. But it's time for him to move on. Italy, Brazil, any of those countries could actually work for him. But for me, Pablo Murray, not the worst defender we've ever seen. And not the best we can actually think about. So Pablo Murray, also with William Saliba coming into the squad, I think Pablo Murray will be leaving. That is also confirmed as well. Number 5 is Lucas Torreira. Torreira has also been on loan with Fiorentina in Italy. He's going to be leaving the club. It is confirmed. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, we were thinking, we thought he will be joining Fiorentina because Fiorentina and Arsenal have an agreement for a £21 million fee for the player to join Fiorentina at the end of the season. Fiorentina have decided against that. They want to pay Arsenal €7 million for the services of the player, and Arsenal have declined to the deal. A couple of other clubs are interested in the player. Juventus have seen, or at least I've heard, if rumors are to be believed. Atletico Madrid, he was there under Diego Simeone, I think until January, and it actually didn't work out. His relationship with the Spanish La Liga, I don't think. Look, I love him. I think he's a great player. I think he's got a lot of work ethic. And look, he would be very, very good as a squad player at Arsenal. Yeah, I would take him over. I would definitely take him over Mohamed Elneny. But the fact that Mikel Arteta doesn't see him as a player who can play under his system just rules things out. So Torreira, Fiorentina could be taking him if they can agree a deal with Arsenal. And if they can't, I highly anticipate that he will find a club in Spain or in the Italian Serie A. Another loan player another player right on loan and will be leaving the club this summer is Ainsley MaitlandNiles. Ainsley made a January switch on loan to Roma, which I think actually has not really paid off. Of course, he thought he was going to get more game time under Jose Mourinho, and we all thought going to Roma would actually do him a great deal of good. It has not really done that. He has played very, very few minutes with Roma under Jose Mourinho, and I think if he had stayed under Mikel Arteta, and probably with Arsenal, he would have gotten more minutes because we had a couple of injuries. Tomiyasu getting injured, you had Kieran Tierney getting injured, and you also had Thomas Partey injured for the later part of the season. You thought if he wanted game time, that was his chance. He went to Roma. He really didn't find game time there, and Arsenal are now determined to move him on. I think he will be going to a club in England, probably the caliber of Brighton or one of those clubs that have just been promoted from relegation. From the championship, not from relegation. So Niles will be leaving the club, and so will Alex Runarsson. I don't see how Alex Runarsson stays at Arsenal. Probably another loan deal for Alexander Runarsson, or a permanent deal if there is a club that can actually buy him. Now, these two players will be staying at the club. There were potential outgoings, and now they will be staying. That is, Mohamed Elneny has extended his contract with Arsenal 1 year, with another option, with an option to add another year for Mohamed Elneny. And also Eddie Nketiah is expected to stay. Arsenal apparently offered him 100 grand per week, £100,000 per week in a contract, and they're guaranteeing him game time. Of course, with Eddie Nketiah, he's already told us, no, if you want me to stay, you want to give me game time. You want me to be part of the regular starters. If you can't do that, I will not be staying with the club. That is it with outgoings. Let's talk about incomings now. And of course, this what better way to start incomings with Matt Turner. Matt Turner is an American goalkeeper signing in from the US. Arsenal did this deal in January. We completed it in January, and finally we will have our man this summer. Matt Turner is coming in as a second goalkeeper to back up Aaron Ramsdale, and also to get I think to replace Leno. Not a bad goalkeeper, quite tall. Many people have really talked much about him, but of course we can only prove if he's good enough for the Premier League and also to compete at the highest level in the Europa League, in the FA Cup, when he joins Arsenal Football Club. But that one is a done deal. There is no question about that. The other done deal is Marquinhos coming in from Sao Paulo. Arsenal have also completed that one. 3.5 million euros is what Arsenal will be paying to Sao Paulo. Arsenal could have gotten the player on a free, but they decided they will be going in faster than any other club to get the young Brazilian international, 19 years of age. Full name is actually his full name is Marcus Vinicius Jr. Oh, did I get it right? Marcus Vinicius Oliveira. That is his full name. I hope I got that right. Of course, Arsenal have completed that one. Probably not one player that you think is going to be playing for Arsenal more regularly. He might go out on loan to straighten get that experience in Europe and things like that. But Arsenal have completed that one, and he will be joining the club very, very soon. Next on the list is Gabriel Jesus. That one will be coming in. I'm very, very positive. And of course, Fabrizio Romano has again said Arsenal are looking at bringing in Gabriel Jesus. He's their priority. The player wants to leave Manchester City. He will be leaving and is expected to join a Premier League club. Arsenal are being asked of 51 million pounds from Manchester City. I think that's good money. Yeah, the contract is running down, and I think Arsenal really feel a little bit hard done by Manchester City. They don't want to pay that much for a player in the last year of his contract. But at the end of the day, the way I look at it, Gabriel Jesus will be Arsenal's next striker. And of course, in terms of in the midfield, Yuri Tielemans, for me, lads, is the player that will be coming in. Fabrizio Romano has already confirmed that the priority for Arsenal in midfield is Yuri Tielemans. They want to get in a central midfielder. Xhaka might be dropping out of the lineup. So you have Tielemans, Odegaard, and Granit Xhaka. We've always wanted a central midfielder for some time now. I think it's going to be this summer, and Yuri Tielemans is the man that has been confirmed as our priority signing in terms of the midfield this summer. So do not be very, very shocked if Arsenal bring or land Yuri Tielemans. Aaron Hickey has also been very, very closely linked with the club, and Arsenal, of course, do need a backup right back and a backup left back. We are looking at two players, for those roles. One is Alexander Zinchenko from Manchester City, and the other is Aaron Hickey. Aaron Hickey is the one that has been very, very closely linked, with the rumors also claiming that Arsenal did agree a deal with Bologna for around 20 million euros to sign the Scottish international. He can play both at right back and at full back, and that's one of the reasons as to why Mikel Arteta is really interested in the services of the young man. But what I'm going to say about Aaron Hickey and Alexander Zinchenko, I think Arsenal will only get one of them. Zinchenko, if he's available, Mikel loves him. He's worked with him, so you think he has a higher advantage, an upper hand when it comes to joining Arsenal as compared to Aaron Hickey. But both of them have been really closely linked with the club. And finally, the second striker that Arsenal could bring in this summer is Gianluca Scamacca. Now, we've been linked with a couple of strikers, many strikers. Darwin Núñez, who could be moving to Liverpool potentially. We've been linked with Lautaro Martinez, who could stay at Inter Milan, and more, and many and more. But the two strikers that are very, very close to joining Arsenal, or you would think are closer to the doors of Arsenal Football Club, would be Gianluca Scamacca and Gabriel Jesus. So there you have it, lads. Those are the confirmed done deals so far, and all the confirmed transfers that could happen this summer with Arsenal. Of course, if you want the same video but talking about other clubs, make sure you join me on my second channel. Just look for my name, Cossy, and you'll be able to find it.